Hello guys, this is Ray here once again from shortcrashcourse.com, and in today's video we're going to be talking about WordPress files. So now, looking at the WordPress files, all the files that makes up the WordPress software that you use that powers everything, that runs everything. It's imperative, it's important that you understand the WordPress files and all the structures and the folders so that if anything happens, you can know where to go to, where to look out to. And if you're trying to be a better developer, you can know how things are. And sometimes your site is hacked and you don't know that that site is actually hacked, a WordPress site. But if you understand the files and the structure and you log in there, you see that things do not look the way they're supposed to be. The house is different. You can easily detect, you can easily tell that something is not right on your files structure, your WordPress file system. So we're going to be taking a look at that right now in this particular course. Okay, so now let's jump in. We're going to jump into the WordPress file structure on our hosting server, cPanel precisely. Then we're also going to go to the WordPress.org site to download a piece of the WordPress software. So the current version now is WordPress 6.5.3. We're going to explore this particular one. But while we're waiting for it to download, let's proceed into one of our hosting servers and check the WordPress file that we have there. So now we are here. As you can see, there are a couple of files there. This is a setup of a WordPress. If you see, this is the public HTML folder on this server, which means this is the default hosting account. So now, as you can see, there we have a WP admin here. This is a WordPress file. We have the WP content. Most of the WordPress folders and files are always called with the name WP, which stands for WordPress. Then the next one we have is WP includes. Then we have the htaccess. Htaccess is actually created after WordPress is installed. WordPress will automatically create it. And this file deals with permalinks, structures, linking, and all those kind of stuff, redirecting URL slugs of your WordPress content management system. And then we now have the error log, we have the index.php. This is like the starter, this is the file that you encounter once you load the WordPress website first, and then it routes you to all the necessary pages. Then we have the license.txt, the readme.html, wp-activate.php, wp blogger header, .php, wp comment post, .php, wp config sample, and wp-config.php. Now, this is another file that is created after your WordPress has been installed. And now this file contains the important files that powers the WordPress site, your database, your WP user, your host information, your database password, and contains a lot of configuration that helps your site to run smoothly and debug. For instance, debugging can be configured there, and so many other functions, so many other things can be done here because this is the configuration file. From time to time, you might have needs to edit them and add things, but be very careful when doing that because a little break in the lines of things there could make your website to go boom offline, cracked, error, 503, 504, whatever, whatever. So now we now go to the wp-cron.php. Like you know, this is what runs the cron, background processes and all that. WP links, OPML, WP load, WP login. Definitely, you know the login page, routing, and all that. WP mail, this handles the mailing in the WordPress content management center. Then WP settings, WP sign up, you know that already. WP trackback and XML RPC. So those are the different files. Now we're going to go into the folders one by one. Our download is done, but we're going to finish this before we proceed. Now, the WP admin directory contains admin files like the CSS here, the images, they include JS, ment, network, users, files. See the about the PHP admin, Ajax, admin footer, and function. So as you can see, this is more like the core files of the PHP of the WordPress content management system. The comment, the credit, customizer. This is the customizer, which you know much later using customizing your WordPress site. Edit comment, edit form advanced, edit form blocks, edit different files that controls everything. The tags, where you edit tags, exporting exporting personal data, importing files, index, installer helper, install, link add, link manager, link parser, link load script, load styles, menu.php, media.php when you want to upload a media, media upload, media new. So this is basically the core file of WordPress. Okay. User upload, user edit, user new, users.php, widget, theme, site health, setup config, profile, privacy policy guide, and so on and so forth. So now we're going to go up one level, then we'll move to the next folder, which is the WP content. Now the WP content file contains three important things. Yeah, there are other files, but the three one are your theme, your plugin, and the upload folder. Now, there are other folders you're going to see here, maybe added by a plugin, but these three plugins, this is where your plugins, all the plugins you install, you're going to see them here. And the theme, all the themes you install on that particular site, you're also going to see them here. Then uploads, all the files you upload on your media library to your WordPress will reflect here on the upload folder. So it has a structure yearly, it creates a year structure. Then when you enter into the year, it creates monthly structure folders. When you enter the folder, then you see the files. So like now, this site is a new site, it was created in 2024. And if you enter here, you see just this folder alone. Then if you open 2024, you're going to see the 2 months that this site has passed through. Now, this one was created yesterday because today is just the second of the 6th month. You get June. So now this was in May. So we entered June yesterday. So this folder was created. Then when we enter July, from that day we created enter July, automatically WordPress will create another folder called O7 to start storing files, pictures, media for the WordPress content management system on this particular site. Okay, so if you open O6 for instance, now you see it's empty because no media has been uploaded yet, but it will create the folder and keep ahead. Okay, now if you go up, then you open the O5, which is May, you're going to see all the pictures and everything that has been uploaded for this site. Okay, so we go up again and up again and up again out of the upload folder. Then we move to the next folder, which is the themes. If you go into the themes, all the themes you have on your site are going to reflect here. So we have the 2022 theme, the 2023, 2024. These are default themes that come. Then this is the Qt block, which is also a theme that was installed directly on this site. So if you go to the front page of this site, you are going to see this particular theme. So let's try and log in. Now, this is the default theme that is currently used, which is called the. Okay, will I remember this? Let me see if I remember the password. Okay, I think I can't remember this particular password of this particular site. Let me see. Let me try once again. Okay, I got that. So it's been loaded to the WP admin dashboard. Okay, so here we are on the dashboard. So we're going to go to appearance and we go to themes. So now, as you can see under themes, you have the 2022, you have the 2023, you have the 2024, then the Qt block. Exactly just like what we have here in these theme folders. So you see 2022, 2023, 2024, and the Qt block. Now, if you delete anything here or rename it, for instance, which is fine, you can do that. Let's rename 2022 to X 2022. Then you come back here to the theme section here, then refresh. You see what will happen. Okay, so you see it's showing now X 2022 slash X 2022. So you see that. So now we can also delete it. Let's go ahead and delete it and see what happens. Go ahead and delete this. Okay, so then we come back here and then we refresh. So you see that theme is no more there. Now we have the cute blog 2024 and the 2023. Okay, so that's that about the structure for the theme folder. So let's go up one level and then we move to the next one, which is the plugins. Now you see all the plugins that is used on this site are showed here. We have the add-in setter, the Akismet, backup leak, classic editor, compliance, GDPR, legal pages, lightspeed catch, and loginizer. So the loginizer here is a plugin that gives you three trials to insert your password, and if you're not the username and password, if you don't provide the right details, it locks you out. It tells you that you've exhausted your three trials. It gives you maybe 15 minutes later to be able to try for security reason, brute forcing and all that. So now, as you can see, these are the plugins, and if you go to the plugin section here on the site, you will also see those, click on install plugins. You also see those plugins as they are. So now you have add-in setter, so add-in setter there, Akismet, backup leak, classic editor, compliance, GDPR, hello dolly, legal pages, live speaking, and the loginizer. Okay, so these are the plugins as you can see them here on the files, WordPress files here. Okay, so now let's go up. Now, the remaining folder here, for instance, backup layer now is not, it came with the team. The backup layer team created this folder to maybe create backup versions of the site restore versions and all that. Then font here is basically where the fonts, WordPress stores fonts, so just fonts and all that kind of stuff. The team stores fonts there that it uses to. Then the upgrade folder is basically the folder you use when you want to upgrade from one WordPress wants to upgrade from one WordPress version to the other. Okay, and then the next folder here we're going to be dealing with is the WP includes. The WP includes. So now the WP include is also a core WordPress files and structures. It uses these particular things to do a lot of stuff. So this is another place that you don't have to touch or do anything. If your site is messed up, you might need to, get a new version of this, downloading it from the WordPress.org files and replacing that particular file. So now that we've gone through all this, I believe that you understand the WordPress files and the structure right now. So the next thing we want to do now is to take a look at the one we downloaded from WordPress.org and see if it's the same with what we just went through now. So let's go ahead and click what we have here. So we click on this guy and then we right click this guy and then we say extract to a folder so that we have them in the folder. Then take a look at the folder and see what it looks like. So this is the folder I created. We go ahead and open it. Then this is WordPress. Then we have it Vola. So there are about 19 files here, and like I said earlier, most of the files you saw on the other ones were usually created after you've installed the WordPress, and the other one on the other part are actually created by a team. So let's do like this. Let's keep it side by side and take a look at the two different files and see the difference. Okay. So now we're going to do this. And then we're going to take a look at this. So now, well-known here and the CGI bin are not part of the WordPress. They come from the hosting company. For instance, well-known is actually a folder they use to install things like SSL security and all those kind of stuff and keep other stuff like that for the hosting. The same thing as CGI being the default folders that come on the hosting. So now the one that comes with WordPress, as you can see, is the WP admin, WP content, WP include, those three folders. Then after that, you have the index, you have the license, you have the README, WP activate, and all these other files. Now, another thing you're not going to see here is the .htaccess. Okay, htaccess is created when the WordPress is installed because it needs to know your environment so that it can create the right routing, permalinks, and all those kind of stuff slog for you. So let's go ahead and check the .htaccess file and see what it looks like. Okay. So this is it. It routes the light speed that's added by the plugin. It routes the WP content folder. You see, WP includes, and so on and so forth. So that's basically how it looks like. So let's go ahead and open our WP admin here. You see these are the default files, which mostly everything will be here because it's the default folder. WP content, you see, you go to WP content here, you're going to see plugins and themes, but here you have more than that. There's no upload here yet because it's just the file. They've not installed it. If they installed it, it will create the upload folder and be ready and create the path and assign everything so that once you upload the file, it will have a way to store the files. Okay, so you see, I talked about the two most important folders, plugins and themes, which is what you have here. Okay, so we go back, or let's before going back, let's go to plugins, and you see the only plugins that is here is the Akismet that comes default. Then if you go to theme, you see the default theme 2, 2022, 2023, and 2024. You won't see Qt block like you saw here on this other part because Qt block is not a default theme. It was actually installed. It was the 2022, 2023, and 2024, and we deleted 2022 while on this crash course. Okay, so now if you go to plugins here, you see a lot of plugins here as well as the Akismet. But here, you're only going to see the Akismet plugins. You're not going to see any other plugin. Okay, so we're going to go back to the WP include folder up one level here, then up one level again. So WP includes. So if you can see, we have about 264 items here. That's the same thing you're going to have here because it's the core files. They are barely, updated. Okay, they barely change. So guys, that will be all for now on WordPress files. Now you know the different WordPress files, what they do, what they stand for, which one you should edit, at what time you should edit them, for what reason you should edit, and so on and so forth. And if you have any question, you can always put it in the comment section. We're always there to respond to your questions. So that'll be all for now in this video. I expect to see you in our next video. Bye for now.